One player, I can tell you 2 players who definitely won't be getting it, and that's Antony and Sancho.
Oh my, that was savage.
Shit.
That was savage.
Flex.
I'm just trying to segue into the next section. I'm not trying to.
Man, like Robbie, the presenter.
No.
Love it.
Flex, man. What's going on at Man United, man? It's a real mess. They're in the mud at the moment, man. I mean, there's been talk of even more debt. That the debt's gone up over $1 billion now.
Where's Sheikh Jassim now?
Then last week, they still haven't been able to sell the club yet. There's rumours that they're taking the club off the market and stuff like that. After this long process, no one's still bought it, right? Like you said, Abby, they didn't really have your normal Man United summer where, they bring in some stellar signings.
Very underwhelming.
Normally we bring in Stella. Everyone says you keep spending too much on Stella, and then we try and twist it up. And now I didn't get Stella. Which one do you want? I don't know. Make your mind up. What window do you want us to have? Do you want us to do the 90 million Pogba thing again where you laughed us at, or do you want us to?
I'll finish.
I don't know.
Just spend the money and
what
go.
Do you want?
Spend the money and go. That's what
just
we
burn
do.
the money.
You also have got this situation now with Antony. You've had the Greenwood one. Now he's moved on to Getafe. Dealt with that. And not very well, a lot of people said.
Shocking.
Now another situation with Antony, a similar situation, where United have suspended him for the time being. And then you've still got this situation with Jadon Sancho, where the rumours is he's supposed to be talking to the manager today. But I noticed that on his Instagram, that quote
Twitter.
that he on his Twitter, it's still there. He's not taking it down.
Not just there, it's pinned.
It's
pinned like a Fabrizio.
And you know the worst
Here we
thing
go,
is,
bruv.
you know the worst thing is,
Though.
he doesn't even tweet that much. So even if he just left it as his last tweet, it'd
it'd
still be at the top.
up
But he's
top,
pinned
yeah.
it.
Nah, he's doing it for Fabrizio.
Pinning it.
What's
is
going
a
on?
bit mad,
Crazy,
I
man.
can't lie.
Exclusive.
It's do you know what? I will be honest. Of course, I'll be honest. But the Antony situation, there's just nothing funny about it. No. Like there's, we do banter and football banter, and look at that, they're in the mud, another place. It's not funny. Like these types of allegations,
Serious,
people who have been through these kind of things, people who have been wrongly accused, victims who can't get convictions, victims whose lives have been ruined by this, men and women. It's awful, like that's happening. And it is embarrassing to be a Man United fan that, these situations are going on at your club. They're happening in football. We've seen a lot of footballers have allegations or, high profile things. So I definitely never make banter out of like those situations. With Antony, I think it's best for all parties actually that he doesn't come back until it's all sorted. Right. Because he was placed, he's taken a leave of absence. He hasn't been suspended.
Still on
Full pay. Yeah, but the basic agreement was on full pay because it's legalities.
Yeah.
But in terms of what was the club statements, the club said, we've agreed with Antony that he should stay away while he sorts this out. If you think about it like this, it's highly triggering for people who are survivors and victims of this type of nature, so it protects them. The club trying to play football matches and have things as normal for the players who are there week in, week out, it protects them. And Antony, who has vowed to clear his name and needs to go and sort his situation out, it's probably best he doesn't play football. So actually, in that moment, it's best that it's don't come back until it's sorted.
Is he doing things right?
That could be a long time though.
He's doing a lot of talking, Antony. Obviously, listen,
I'm surprised at that.
You can understand that somebody, if they think they're innocent, they want to defend themselves.
Yeah.
But shouldn't he just be
getting his head down and let
the
it's all about opinion, isn't it? Like how you would deal with that. I mean, obviously a lot of us would say I would never be in that position, but he finds himself in that position and he's seeing it fit to go and do interviews and personal testimonies. But I mean, things like that, you could trip yourself up, you could say the wrong thing, you could incite something on yourself, but he sees that fit. I'm surprised at that. We've seen other high profile celebrities do that sort of thing and it not end well. But I think it's to pass judgment on it. Do you think this or do you think that? There's another alleged victim on the other end of this. And I don't like hypothesizing and saying, this person's done that. Let the people who need to deal with it.
Okay, the Sancho situation.
The Sancho situation, I said at the time, at first I said, well, I don't think Ten Hag should have opted to air the dirty laundry in public. I was like 6-1, half a dozen the other. And when I thought about it, I was like, but he's been through this road before with Sancho. He helped him last year, which I know Sancho was very grateful for. And then if he says in that moment, with Sancho's reaction, what it's taught me is that if Ten Hag would have said he's ill, but he's not ill.
Yeah.
Clearly with how Jadon Sancho was ready, he would have said, don't say I'm ill. Say the real reason why I'm not in the team. Can't go into it right now. If he would have said Jadon Sancho's picked up a knock and he hasn't, Sancho probably would have went, I ain't injured. Don't say that. Say the real reason. So I feel like Ten Hag could only really, in hindsight, could only really answer that question that he was asked and answer it truthfully. And he didn't slander him. He just said, this week in training, I didn't pick him based off that. So, but Sancho is insinuating
straight after a defeat,
where
fans will be
emotional,
that's
upset
fine.
And looking.
But
you know what football fans are like. They're looking for someone to blame.
Absolutely.
Scapegoat. Is it wise to say that straight?
Probably
after
not.
a defeat?
But what I'm saying, it probably isn't. But what I'm saying is that clearly, with how agitated Sancho is, because there's things going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. He's saying, he would have only have accepted Ten Hag saying the real reason why he's not in the team, which isn't to do with training, according to Sancho, which isn't he's not fit, which isn't he's got a cold. He said there are other reasons which I can't go into. I'm being made a scapegoat. So there's something bigger there. So, and I think when Jadon Sancho decided to cross that line, instead of saying, I'm going in there tomorrow morning at Karen, I'm banging on his door, or I'm ringing him now, that's what he should have done. But he made it worse. So it is a bit of 6 to 1, half a dozen, but I just think when a player does that, Man United fans have been screaming for ages that we need standards, we need rules, we need principles, we need someone who the players respect and someone knows they can't take the piss out of. Ronaldo did it, see you later. Rashford was late for the team meeting, dropped, came on at half time. Like, Ten Hag's made big decisions at the football club, stripped Harry Maguire of the captaincy, got rid of David De Gea. We've, as Man United fans, have been asking for somebody to come in and say, I'm in control. If he just lets, and the biggest debate now is, should he be back in the team against Brighton? Some people say, if he says sorry and they talk it out, listen, Antony's gone, we need players. Not me, mate. No. What message does that send?
So
If you find him...
How long would you leave him out for? If he says,
it can be one game.
Supposed to be a meeting today. If he says sorry,
If you say sorry, for me, you need at least a game. There has to be some. You have to be reprimanded. You have to show Garnacho, Pellistri, Kobe Mainu. Doesn't matter whether you're a kid coming through or you're a player at the top, whether it's Rashford, Bruno, whatever. You have to know that you can't undermine the manager in public and pay your way out of it and play on the next available game. You can't do that.
This is where I disagree, because Sancho didn't undermine Ten Hag publicly until Ten Hag undermined Sancho's effort publicly, right? So for me, it would have made more sense to say he's got a knock.
But the manager's allowed to say that.
He is. But then if you hit at someone's character, or not their character, but their effort and their professionalism, because that's what this is about, then you can't control what the response is going to be. And the response was, I feel my effort is adequate, or my effort is not an issue, so I disagree with you publicly because you've put me on blast publicly, so I'm gonna put you on blast. Now that's fine,
but there has to be a consequence.
But
otherwise every player is gonna go. I tell you what, if Ten Hag says something about me, I'm just gonna do that.
If he had just kept it private and just not played him and just said, listen, he's not available.
Well, could he not have just said, tactically it wasn't...
Yeah, tactically, exactly.
That's what I'm
saying,
and just keep him out the team.
No, but with what Sancho has said, he's saying, I'm not accepting none of that.
But has Sancho said that, though?
Look, the statement says this. The statement says, there are other reasons that I can't go into right now, and I'm being made a scapegoat.
But what does that mean?
Ask Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho's come to the internet and told us that there's something, but I ain't going to say what it is. Well, that doesn't help, does it?
But now he's forced himself in a position where he can't really play him, can he? When does he bring Sancho back in? Does he bring Sancho back in?
When Ronaldo walked off the pitch, this is all that needs to happen, by the way, because I'm not even in the camp of X out Sancho, cancel him, should never wear the shirt again. This can be resolved. I'm just saying there needs to be a sanction. I'm saying when the Ronaldo thing happened and he stormed off against Tottenham. Yeah. And that was one of our best performances of the season. Smashed Tottenham easy. Wasn't hard. And he didn't get to come on, and Elanga come on and he just stormed off. Yeah.
Ronaldo started it, Ten Hag ended it.
There was a quick thing saying, you're banned for one game, you're going to miss Chelsea away, and whatever they find him. Obviously, the Piers Morgan thing that's a different thing.
Yeah.
But that's what this needs to be. And I want it quick. If they talk today, because Sancho's got two things to undo. The manager is saying that you ain't up to it, mate. I couldn't pick you because you're not training properly. So Sancho now has to go in there and show through this whole week that he is ready for selection. That's the first thing. And then Ten Hag has to address another issue by publicly saying that. There has to be some... If Rashford did this, I'll say the same thing. If Bruno said this, I'll say the same thing. Players need to know that the manager is in control, even if you don't like what he's saying. This is the problem at Man United. Last year, we had leaks out the dressing room, players saying this. Every player was going social media. Rashford, Fred, Maguire, all last year, when it was the year before Ten Hag came in, when it was all over the gaff. So we can't then say we want standards and one person to be in control, even if the players don't like it. And now he's come out and said that, we're going to say, just let him say sorry and let him play, because now we need players. I just think that sends the wrong message.
Right, well, we'll see what happens in very soon. And two tough games coming up for Man United when they come back from the international break. Brighton at home, which didn't go too well last year, and then going away to Bayern Munich. Harry Kane